Well, hello, and welcome back to another episode of the SkyZone Let's Play. Um, if you can tell right now, I've uh, been pretty busy. I've been doing a whole bunch of work with cobblestone and generating a whole bunch of it. Like I said, I was not going to be doing that on camera, there, or while recording. But one thing I do want to mention is a slight improvement to my cobblestone generator that I created. This may even seem really minor, um, but um, I had a piece of dirt here, and in the process, I pulled that out, just trying to find a way to be a little bit more efficient. And one of the things that I discovered um, was that it actually ended up saving me, getting me a whole bunch of extra blocks. In fact, this is one general rule of cobblestone generators. Um, that I want to remark on, because cobblestone generators tend to work best when you have as many sides around it as possible um, that that are free and open for the blocks to drop down at. Otherwise, it seems to be bouncing off the sides and the top and the bottom and everything uh, to keep knocking it back into the fire, which is not where you want it. Anyways, rather than boring you with any more cobblestone generation, I do want to point out something else that's also really important. This is a relatively recent change to my Minecraft, if you may not be aware of it, or even if you're just new to playing Minecraft. You can take your tools. In this case, if you look, that damage bar, in other words, how much it's been used, uh, is almost completely gone. In fact, just a couple more swings with that pickaxe and it would be completely destroyed. One thing you can do is you can combine your pickaxes and basically combine how much strength is left in them and put them together, and you can keep doing that over and over again. Uh, for those people who, well, for example, on this map, resources tend to be really scarce, at least right at the beginning. So you can take your pickaxes, and by combining all your damaged ones, you can almost get a pickaxe that is up to full health. Uh, so it's just something to check out and something to look at. Um, as you can tell, I've also been able to harvest a whole bunch of wood. We still got the 3 saplings. I haven't expanded my island too much more, other than I put a little bit more here on this side, just so that I could catch the saplings. But otherwise, it's pretty much as you saw it before. However, if you see, remember I was mentioning that we are in an ice biome. Well, what was that? Ice plains biome, which means when instead of rain, it snows, and when it snows, it piles snow up on the ground. And that can be a little useful. I'll deal with that in a while. But one other thing that we want to take care of here, I want to show you something more about the furnace. We're going to be needing a whole bunch of torches for what we're going to be doing today. So I want to show how you can actually use your excess saplings, because now I got 50 saplings, which is way more than I'll ever need. So if you put a whole bunch of saplings in, you can actually take the saplings and burn them instead. It's not perfect, but it allows you to be able to take something that otherwise you just throw away and be able to make it into something useful. Actually, I want to just check this out. I think it's 2 saplings turn 1 log into, yeah, 2 saplings turn a log into a lump of coal. So what I want to do is eventually I want to get 8 pieces of charcoal, and then I want to explain something about how to, well, about our next little project that we're going to try to get done today is to go way out here to this distant island that has the melon. And the reason for that, if you notice down in the bottom where we got my hunger bar, although I got a bunch of apples, I seem to go through the apples faster than I go through the apples faster than I can harvest them, even from mining the trees. Once you got a huge, tree farm, then it's really not so big of a deal. But here on Skyblock, it tends to be a major pain in the behind. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fill this up. We're going to take those 8 pieces of charcoal and just burn that. You can take a full stack of logs and convert it into charcoal with just 8 pieces of charcoal, so it kind of is self-perpetuating. That way you don't have to go through all of all the saplings. So the saplings are, I tend to go back and forth. Saplings help extend it, but I want to keep a fairly reasonable supply of saplings on hand just in case something happens, and kind of spread them around. So the next thing that we need to do is to start placing some torches, because this is pretty dark here. And for myself, I like to keep the torches 5 blocks away from each other. And there's a reason for that, which I'm going to see if I can try to demonstrate right now. Because what happens... Oops, that's why I hung on to some pickaxes. You'll hear on a bunch of other guides, they'll suggest that you keep them separated by 7 blocks, which actually is not bad if you're just doing on a straight linear run. I want to explain something about the mechanics of placing torches and light. So what we have here, I'm just going to go through and try to expand this platform just a little bit based off of the blocks that I have. So if you stick with the standard 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And then we're going to extend this 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go 2 more. What I've found is it tends to leave some dark spots, and I want to try to show you how you can actually tell. Dark spots are not good because dark spots are that's how monsters end up coming into your base. If you have any place that's dark enough for the monsters, mobs to get spawned, they will. You give them just one little tiny chance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'll tell you what. I'm just going to take this one out here just for the time being. We'll put another one back in there. I want to get a chance after we pull the charcoal out. But anyways, most people make the assumption on the 7 because they're thinking just a single wide path, which generally is true. But if you look, there's the BL, the SL, and the RL at the bottom of the statistics thing here on the bottom. So the BL stands for the block light level, or something like that. The SL is the sunlight level. That's the light that comes from above in nature. And the RL is what the highest of either one of those two is. So the key one that you want to look at is that BL level. So if you look here, the BL level drops down to 10 and then goes back up to 13. It's actually 14 at our feet. And that's really where it counts. But now we go out this way into the middle. And there you have it, BL of 7. Now, here is the thing. The hostile mobs, like your skeletons and zombie spiders and all that, they will spawn in this light level of 7. Rarely, if it's even darker, they are more likely to spawn, but they will spawn at that light level, which means if you keep these apart, just seven apart, then what will happen is, guaranteed, at least every once in a while, you will have some of the hostile mobs that get spawned. Now instead, I'm going to take everything and move it in to the 5. And remember, the key part is right here in the middle. So even though it seems like it's kind of redundant, right here in the middle, it gets to a minimum light level of 9, which is enough to keep this always lit. And you could even do some things like throw in some blocks in here. And as you can tell, there's a light level of 8. And even here, in spite of the fact that the torches are on the other side of the wall, monsters still won't spawn, at least not right away. So this is one of the reasons why I've just ended up developing this standard here for always having it 5 blocks away for every time you place a torch. So now the next part that I'm going to do, let's go make a bunch of torches right now. Pull out a bunch of wood and take a small stack of the... Oh, I didn't know that charcoal produced experience. That's nice. Even though it's not much, it's something. Anyways, I'm just going to create a big stack of sticks. So that way we got a bunch of torches, and there's still a bunch of coal in there, so we're in good shape now. Make sure that I place another torch back here. So what I don't want to do is take off and go out building in a certain distance and all of a sudden have my main area where I'm working at get filled up with mobs, especially not the nasty ones. We want to have some nice ones, and I'll get to that here in a little while too. But let's 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I think we're all lit up here. So this next part that I'm going to do is we're going to we'll go get the tree later. We're going to now start building out to the melon island. And this part here probably is going to be pretty boring, so at the moment I may just cut this off and get back to you as soon as I get off over in that direction. Anyways, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anyways, see you in a bit. And we're back. I'm quite a bit closer now over to this little rump of an island. It's just 9 blocks of dirt that happen to be mycelium. That's going to prove to be pretty useful here in a little bit. You can use it to grow mushrooms and do all kinds of fun things like that. So there definitely is a real benefit to it. Just for having something like that around. You can also grow mushrooms and some other fun stuff. But the main thing that I want to, well, of course, the main reason why we're heading out here right now is just for those melons, which we'll do the other stuff later. Let's see if we can get a little bit closer, because I want to build straight off of those blocks. I hope. Maybe I'm going to have to build a little. Oh, there we go. Okay, there's a quick and dirty way we can get up and down there. So let's make sure we got plenty of light here. And that's actually another reason I like to space these just 5 apart, is it allows you a little bit more freedom in moving around too, and you don't have to get quite so paranoid. So let's see. Because I want to make sure that we don't lose these melons accidentally into the void. So I want to build out at least 2 blocks in each direction before I start punching on them to pull them off. Anyways, you always want to be safe and make sure that you're not doing something that's going to end up losing an entire major resource. For example, if I fall off, right now all I lose is some torches and cobblestone and a few pickaxes. That's no big deal because I can make those. But if I fall off while carrying these melons and the pumpkin, because I don't have any others, they're just gone, at least from this world, and I don't want to cheat to put them back in, as I want to play this world completely legit. In fact, I'm going to go out and make it a third. Yeah, a third tier out here. I might end up doing something to try to retrieve those mycelium blocks, because 9 blocks is really useful. I want to hang on to maybe a couple of little pieces of mycelium out here. Oh, that's one other thing I want to point out. If you go and check out the biome here, unlike over yonder where we started out, this is a mushroom island. So in terms of the biomes. So it will rain here, and the mobs spawn just like they do on the Mushroom Island in the main Minecraft game, which may be useful or may not be useful to you. About the only thing that will grow is a mushroom, but that's okay. So anyways, let's go take this off. Oh, I want to comment also about this torch. This torch is actually generated by the world, not one that I put there. The reason as a mod developer I put that is because without the torch, it made this dark, which meant that all kinds of nasty mobs would spawn on there, like zombies and creepers and spiders and stuff. Now, that wouldn't be the end of the world. In fact, it would even be encouraged, other than the fact that Endermen show up. And if you've never dealt with Endermen before, they're kind of a pain in the butt, especially on a survival island type situation like this where you got scarce resources. And of the different kinds of blocks they run off with sand and they run off with dirt. So more than once I've had Endermen that show up and stand on, they stand on this mycelium, then they take a block out right next to them. They won't actually take the one that they're directly standing on, kind of sadly, but they will take the one that they're immediately next to. And they will basically steal that, and then they will fall off the edge, because Endermen will fall off the edge of blocks. And so they just steal your dirt and sand and just fall into the void altogether. So anyways, I threw the torch on there. Originally it was right there. Threw it on originally so that at least you had a shot to be able to get to it. Otherwise, one of the very first things you had to do as soon as you got any kind of cobblestone at all was to run down and to hurry real quick, throw up some torches on there by making this little skinny platform. Yeah, it's just kind of a pain in the butt, and I didn't think it was fair for anybody who was playing in this world. So, anyways, I just had the world generate the torch. That's also why there's a torch over there on the sand island. And there's a bunch of torches over with the villagers, too, for the same reason, because without the torches, you get a bunch of zombies that go kill off the villagers, and then the village is gone, and then there's no point to having it. Anyways. Yeah, let's go chop down a couple trees while we're here. So, and while I'm here, I might as well talk a little bit about these achievements. If you look at the achievements area, I don't know, I had my computer crash on me while I was trying to do some recordings, so for some reason it reset all my achievements. But anyways, one of the goals that I had for this map is for you to be able to reach every single achievement in this game. And then on top of that, I also added a few extra achievements. For example, I got making boots, and I was thinking about possibly extending that out to making other kinds of achievements. Collecting sand, just doing each and every one of the different things. Anyways, I think this achievement system that Notch created is pretty useful. I wish it was expanded, because it really could be something useful. Right now it's kind of a joke in Minecraft. But it is there. And before we go, I think I may just end up calling it a day right here, because this is already getting pretty long. But one other thing that we really desperately need to get going here is probably another chest. So I'm going to go ahead, make another couple of chests, so that way I have something that we can fill up with more cobblestone for the next couple of videos. Because believe me, you just seem to go through more cobblestone than you can possibly imagine. Uh, you know, this at least is the beginning of something that we can use. And we got out there to our island, and uh, before I come back, I'm probably going to, well, let's go ahead and start it right now. Um, let's expand this just a little bit more. Oh, actually, no. Forget that. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to end it right here because I think we've gone far enough. Next time, well, probably next time we're going to be working on the cobblestone generator. And if that's the case, then well, see you next time. Ciao.